Hi, my name's Meda and I'm coordinating this year's Human Rights Competition on behalf of the Humanitarian Aid Relief Trust, also known as HART. Thank you so much for having me today. In this presentation, I'll be going through what the HART Prize is, what it entails, and what you can do to get involved. But firstly, I'd like to give you some background information on who HART is and what exactly it is that we do. HART was founded in 2004 by Baroness Cox, with the primary aim to support people who are often trapped behind closed borders, cut off from international media attention, and suffering silently from oppression or persecution. We work in various locations across 6 countries, where we support local communities to determine their priorities, ranging from educational support to infant and maternal healthcare support or emergency relief. It can be quite difficult to summarise all the work that HART's partner organisations achieve within one short presentation. Nevertheless, I'll be highlighting 2 projects which I believe truly encapsulate all what HART is about. I really hope that this presentation inspires you to take part in this competition, just as it inspired me. HART recognises that for aid to effectively reach the areas where it is most needed, bottom-up approaches, commonly known as grassroots strategies, are essential. You may have learnt about this type of development strategy while studying geography at school, like I did. It amazes me to be able to see how the developmental models I learnt about in school have been put into real action and used to create such valuable change. At HART, we always make a point to highlight the work of our in-country local partners. As Baroness Cox often says, the real heroes are the locals within the communities and on the ground, as HART would not have achieved as much as we have without them. Without further ado, I would like to transport you to eastern Burma, in the rural areas of the Shan state, with the Shan Women's Action Network, also known as SWAN, are a community-based organisation dedicated to gender equality and justice. With 7 ethnic minorities within Burma, the country has a long history of civil conflict and persecution. From 1966, such conflict has led to more than 300,000 Shan women and children being forced by the Burmese army to abandon their homes in Shan State, Burma, and flee for safety to the Thai-Burmese border. However, upon arriving in Thailand, Shan people were not recognised as refugees, and so they had to work in fields as migrant workers, and women and children had no support. This was initially why SWAN was set up, and ever since they have provided quality care for those arriving as refugees at the Thai border following ongoing persecution by the Burmese military. Amongst many incredible projects run by SWAN, HART supports SWAN's health programme, the annual Women's Wellbeing Programme, which aims to reduce maternal, infant and child mortality rates in these rural areas of Shan State and amongst displaced populations in Thailand. Despite the various disruptions that COVID-19 brought to the Women's Wellbeing Programme, the programme was able to operate at a reduced service throughout the year. We are pleased to learn that the increasing number of husbands are joining their wives in attending reproductive health awareness sessions, and this is having a positive impact on family planning. School head teachers are also warmly welcoming SWAN's school health education sessions, and families are very happy that their children are receiving personal hygiene education. Now, I would like to shift your focus to Nagorno-Karabakh, a semi-autonomous disputed region located between Azerbaijan and Armenia. Whilst a historically Armenian region, Nagorno-Karabakh was placed into Azerbaijan by Stalin in 1923. Once the Soviet Union collapsed, Nagorno-Karabakh declared itself de facto independent in 1991. Unfortunately, it is still not recognized by any states or the UN, and therefore struggles with a lack of foreign investment and humanitarian assistance. The region has a majority Armenian population of 94% and is ravaged by decades of conflict between Armenia and Azerbaijan. Most recently, in September 2020, conflict erupted and Nagorno-Karabakh lost a significant amount of land to Azerbaijan. Decades of conflict have led to more than 1 in 4 people living below the poverty line. Amongst those suffering are Nagorno-Karabakh's population with disabilities. During the time of Soviet rule, there were taboos surrounding disability, often resulting in disabled people being hidden from society, further marginalising vulnerable groups. HART and our partner, the Lady Cox Disability Rehabilitation Centre, therefore work to try and break down previous stigmas surrounding disabled people by showing their value. For over 20 years, the Lady Cox Disability Rehabilitation Centre has provided treatment and support for people with disabilities. The therapies available include physiotherapy, speech therapy, and occupational therapy. A day centre is also available for children with autism. Vardan, the centre founder and director, has succeeded in breaking many of the entrenched taboos about disabled people. For example, Vardan hires his patients for office and administration jobs needed around the centre, emphasising that they too are core to the community and have a lot to offer. Furthermore, to destigmatise prior misconceptions, patients from the centre are taken on trips to the city centre, where they are encouraged to strengthen their social skills, but also combat years of oppression where they were kept hidden from society. Last year, following the eruption of war in September, HART made an appeal for £20,000 to support the patients, staff and patient families of the Lady Cox Rehabilitation Centre in Nagorno-Karabakh. Our funding was requested to provide emergency relief, essential medical supplies, crucial salaries and urgent repair work to the centre. We are extremely grateful to have raised £71,000. This has been our best appeal response to date, and with HART's assistance, the centre's vehicles, which were previously broken down from constant work as ambulances during the war, are both now operational again. Additionally, funding was supported monthly home visits for 150 patients whose disabilities prevent them from being able to travel to the centre, as well as supporting patient daily meals, weekly social events and medical supplies, amongst other needs. HART has recognised that alongside being ethnically marginalised, those with disabilities in Nagorno-Karabakh are often even more vulnerable to the effects of long-term conflict and devastation, and yet in such societies, they are the ones offered with the least help. HART hopes that the work we do and the support we provide reduces the negative stigmas surrounding disabilities in this region and positively impacts the lives of those connected to the centre. These have been two really different but equally important examples of the types of work that HART supports. I really hope that it sparked your interest to want to learn a little bit more. If so, that leads us on really nicely to the HART Prize. So, what is the HART Prize and what does it entail? Some of you may have participated in our previous competitions. For others of you, this might be the first time hearing about it. Whatever your prior knowledge may be, don't worry because I'll be taking you through all the main points, and I've also provided supporting information to your teachers so that you can find out all you need to know. In short, the HART Prize for Human Rights was created in order to raise awareness of conflict, poverty and human rights abuses amongst the young people in the UK, particularly for situations which are unrepresented in the mainstream media. We hope that by taking part in our competition, you are encouraged to go beyond your school syllabus and delve into complex themes such as human rights, poverty and conflict across our 6 partner locations. These are Burma, Nagorno-Karabakh, Sudan, South Sudan, Syria and Nigeria. We have 3 age categories separated into junior, intermediate and senior groups. For ages 11 to 14 at the date of entry, you will be entering as a junior entry. Ages 15 to 18 will be entering as an intermediate entry, and ages 19 to 25 as a senior entry. Our competition will encourage you to examine and engage critically with human rights issues by conducting independent research and producing either written or creative pieces. Although this may seem daunting at first, on top of all your school commitments, I can promise you from first-hand experience that it is a genuinely enjoyable and eye-opening project to be a part of. The essay competition will encourage you to write an essay on a topic of your choice, as long as it is related to one of the 6 countries in which HART works. The word limit for the junior and intermediate categories is 800 words, and for the senior category, the word limit is 1,200 words. We also ask that all senior entries are fully referenced, but bibliographies or footnotes are not included within this count. In order to help you write your brilliant essays, we have created country fact sheets and provided suggested essay titles to assist your independent research, but please do not feel as though you are limited to this information. We strongly encourage you to invent your own essay title if there are any relevant topics which you feel passionate about. Within these essays, we are looking for interesting case studies and evidence that you have carried out thorough research and spent time really getting to understand the political and humanitarian situation in your chosen country or countries. We want you to cultivate a powerful message which expresses your views and understanding of the complex humanitarian situations taking place in the HART partner countries. Alternatively, if art is more your thing, we encourage you to enter the creative competition, which will challenge you to produce a creative piece of work about the human rights or humanitarian situation in any of the countries in which HART works. You can use any medium you like, so for example you could produce a painting, videography or poem. Your options are limitless and we love to see just how creative you can be. Here are a few examples of entries which have won in the past. As you can see, each piece has been extremely well produced, not just on an artistic level, but also regarding the level of research done on their chosen topic. It is up to you to decide how you want your artwork to make us feel. Do you want it to strike a conversation by being shocking, saddening, beautiful, powerful, whichever message you wish to share about the situation in and potential situations for our 6 countries, show us through your art. All that we ask is that you create an original piece which showcases strong artistic ability and delivers a powerful message. We will be asking ourselves the following questions. Is there evidence of research? Does the piece raise awareness of a particular issue? And is the piece thought-provoking and memorable? Whichever competition you choose to enter is completely up to you, dependent on which you think you'll enjoy the most. If you are really torn on which category to enter, you are more than welcome to enter an entry into both the essay and creative competitions. You are also welcome to enter the competition in pairs or as groups. However, this means that you will have to share any prizes won. The junior prizes up for grabs are a signed copy of Baroness Cox's newest biography and the chance to gain work experience with us at the HART office. Now moving on to how you can enter. You will firstly need to visit our HART website and under the banner Get Involved, click on the HART Prize for Human Rights tab. Here you will need to scroll down to where you'll be able to see the competition documents which you'll be able to download and read. The application form is really important as every entry must be emailed with an application form, otherwise it will not be registered. Here we also have our information pack providing you with full details about our competition. Please make sure you have read the terms and condition documents before submitting your entry. We have also our suggested essay titles, but please note these are just suggestions for inspiration. Feel free to create your own original titles. We fully encourage original ideas. Last but not least, we have our country fact sheets, which are there to help you by briefly outlining the political and humanitarian situation in the countries where we work. As these are only brief, we really encourage you to look beyond these sheets and conduct your own research into areas of your own interest. Once you have completed your essay or creative piece, please email your entry, ensuring the document is saved under your full name and your completed application form is sent to heart.competition@heart-uk.org. You will also need to state your full name and entry into the subject of your email, please. If you are submitting a creative piece, please make sure that you have sent photos or a video of your art piece within this email. Very importantly, please note our deadline. It's 11:59 p.m. on Tuesday the 1st of March 2022. After this, prize winners and those work whose has been highly commended will be announced at our annual awards ceremony at the end of March. When and how this ceremony will be held is due to be confirmed at a later date due to potential COVID-19 related changes. As mentioned, all the details on how and where to enter are clearly stated under the HART Prize for Human Rights section on our website, but I've also asked your teachers to send you the link via your school emails. If you have any specific questions at all, please do not hesitate to email me. So that brings me to the end of my presentation today. Thank you so much for your time and attention. I really hope that we've been able to inspire you to take part in what I believe is a fantastic competition. I really look forward to seeing the range of entries that we received this year. Thank you once again and goodbye for now.